the fuck?
That guy never plays correctly anymore. Why can't he just say, what the fuck is this? He always has to say, what the fuck? And then he's gone. How's everyone doing? Cousin Justin in the chat. Let me see if this is working. Did that pop up? Yes, it did. Cousin Justin. And he gives us a... Can you see it here? Yeah, see, it shows up like that for me, but I saw it on my phone where it was a mic drop emoji situation you got going on there. It doesn't show up too well on the laptop for some reason. Cousin Justin, so please be more mindful of that the next time you post something in the chat. Alright, make sure it's compatible with my device. Zach the Lego Maniac saying, I've been watching that new Halo show. It's hilariously bad. I heard there's a lot of ass, a lot of buttocks in that show, and that they showed your man's face, Mr. Halo. They showed his face in the first episode, and they haven't even showed his face in any of the games, I don't think. I don't play Halo, so I don't know. But yeah. And then I heard, you know, Pedro Pascal, he's doing Joel in The Last of Us. He's like, oh, I haven't played the game, or I haven't watched the game, and I don't want to be influenced by the game. And it's like, why bother making something based on the game if you're not going to care about the source material? Master Cheeks, I like that. That's pretty clever, Zach Wilder, which is why I know you didn't come up with this and you stole it from someone else. So what we're doing in this video is looking at this Meta Quest showcase that happened yesterday or the day before. Who cares? Nobody cares about the Quest. So I might be the first person who's watched this. I can't see the view counts. I'm probably the first person watching this on their official YouTube channel, the Meta Quest channel. It has like 2 subscribers, and they showed off a bunch of games. And the reason why it's interesting for us is probably, you know, most of these games will come to PSVR, either PSVR 1 or PSVR 2, either confirmed or suspected or whatever, you know. Some of these may be permanent exclusives, but I suspect if they are exclusive, it'll be more of a timed situation, unless it's from a first-party Meta studio. I've heard about most of these announcements. I haven't watched most of the trailers though, so we'll see. We'll see what kind of tasty treats they got going on over there. Damn, you're beating Geisen like crazy so far. Yeah, I am. Bet the shit out of him. I think that's his plan though. He kind of inspired me to be a better YouTuber and like link my shit better. Yeah, put that on the Discord. I beat him good. Okay. Are you all ready? Y'all ready for this? Let's see what the volumes are like. Yeah, I better read this first, I suppose. So the very first thing, Mark Zuckerberg wants you to read this 2,000 word essay. So that'll tell you everything you need to know about the Quest and their fans. Let the games begin is the title of this essay. All of the games you're about to see today, even the ones you're going to see for the first time, are slated to launch within the next year. So they're not showing things that are too far out, which I kind of like. That's a good idea. There's always the risk of games slipping due to the very real challenges of development, but we wanted to show you games you'll be playing sooner rather than later. We think it's more fun that way. That said, there are plenty of amazing games still in development that aren't in today's showcase. Some are further out, some just weren't quite ready to show yet. If you don't see a game you're looking forward to, sit tight. We can't wait to share more details when they're ready. For now, thanks for watching, thanks for building, and thanks for playing. And with that public service announcement out of the way, let the games begin. Alright, nice essay. I can't believe I read all of it. I had to stand at the top of the class. Some nice ethereal music in the background. This is what Zuckerberg listens to every night to put himself into his trance. His sleeping, recharging trance. He turns on his, what you call those, heat lamps to keep his blood warm. Oh. Here we go. how he was brought into the world. Yeah, that's how he was conceived. Turn that down a little. Well, I can turn it up now, I guess. Uh-oh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ruth Bram, and welcome to the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners launched 2 years ago, and millions of you have since carved a path through New Orleans in an effort to either save the city or to condemn it. Well, actions have consequences, and Skydance Interactive is back with Chapter 2 Retribution. New Orleans is now a city more dangerous than ever. You've got more walkers, fewer resources, and a bloodthirsty threat that stalks your every step. Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 will be out later this year, so let's take an early look at your winter vacation.
Your winter vacation. So it's a holiday game then. Skydance. Skybound. So this is looking pre-rendered.
Man. He is capable of anything. Cruelty, viciousness, slaughter. Some are horrified by what I've done. But you, tourist, are the real monster. The things you have broken cannot be mended. For every action, there is consequence. And when I finally find you, tourist, you will see what a broken man has to offer.
Michelin Man. Oh, nice gameplay. I was going to be disappointed if there wasn't gameplay there. Thanks. The way it just collapsed. Man, there's a lot of enemies on screen there. Is this gameplay? Was there a disclaimer saying it was gameplay or not? Hold on, let me check out the chat. Oh my god. Who's that I see? None other than Eric Ryan. But let me get to Jackpot's reptile signal. That means he's calling. It's a business card, a calling card to all the other questicles out there. He's summoning them. Eric Ryan. Haven't been on the stream in yonks. Now, just to clarify, Eric Ryan, you're that piece of trash, aren't you? You're not. I think there was two different Erics. One of you was decent. The other one belonged in the trash. PPO says, I mean, they didn't even show Quest gameplay. Most look like the PC viewer version. Okay. Mr. Eon, did she lose weight? Are you referring to the presenter, or are you referring to me as a she? Because I'll tell you, I've been gaining weight, Mr. Eon, and I don't know anything about the lady. Zach Wilder, the man does look like a wax statue. Well, it looked pre-rendered. That part was definitely like a pre-rendered cinematic type of thing. But the second part was like more like gameplay, you know. Seems like there's an Eastern European bad guy on the streets of New Orleans, and he's not happy with you for some reason. PPO says, I swear this voice actor was the guy in the Call of Duty franchise, but if it's not IGN Ig, it's not, as no one talks about it. I don't really understand the last part of that, but I think I get the gist of what you're saying. Jackpot says, looks very good. I'm very impressed with the number of enemies on the screen at once, if that's actual gameplay. But Cousin Justin's popping up here saying, definitely not gameplay. But this guy doesn't even play VR games. I think he might just be an agitator, Cousin Justin. Mr. Ron says presenter. I don't know anything about the presenter, so I'm not going to be commenting on her appearance. That's no lady beard. You devil, a bloke. Well, you got lucky this time. Let's continue watching, shall we? That's a strong start for the Zuck, but the best part is this is a PSVR game. So, like, you know, there's a good reason for us to be watching this too. And of course, Gamer Chick works on this. Tiffany, I believe her name is. She's part of that studio, so exciting for her as well.
I'm sure you've heard us talk a lot about the metaverse over the last few months.
Too much, I'm afraid.
And like we said at Connect, gaming is how a lot of people are going to step into it for the first time. Games have pioneered many of the principles that ground our vision. Virtual.
You see those purple things behind her? Those are Zuckerberg eggs. That's where Zuckerbergs emerge after each regeneration. That's where they come out of.
Three-dimensional spaces that enable people to connect in entirely new ways. We think the metaverse will build on this foundation to become the next generation of the internet and the next evolution in social technology. Both the hardware and software need more work, and it may take 5 to 10 years to fully bring it to life. But games exist now, and today is all about gaming. Everything you see today is slated to release within the next year. Some of them you're already looking forward to, and others are brand new, like this next one.
Here we go. Brand new.
Today, Status Pro is announcing NFL Pro Era, the first officially licensed NFL game.
Where's Gaelic football? Huh? What's this fucking American football trash? This is exclusionary. You know? Where's my Irish football? Rui Saraiva. How you doing, Rui? Welcome back. Pumpkin, can you give my girlfriend Taylor a shout out? She loves Beat Saber and it'll make her day. Taylor, how you doing? I hope you're keeping well. And go get them high scores in that Beat Saber. Slice them blocks, you know? And congrats, Rui, on getting yourself a lady. Well done. Mr. Uran says, is the new environment? Question mark. Have you tried it yet? Mysterion, you are confusing me with everything you say to me right now. What are you talking about, the new environment? Have I tried what yet? Tsuki himself slithered out of his cephalopod egg and has made it to the chat. Now what's he saying? Now he's talking as if he's responding. He's saying, yeah, but PSVR is stuck with move controllers. Rather have analog sticks. Would be better on PSVR 2 or Quest 2. Actually, I'm not going to deny that. Although the image quality might be better on PSVR compared to Quest 2 running native. But I wouldn't be surprised if Saints and Sinners comes to PSVR 2, you know? In which case, I would simply just wait for that version. PPO says, we need the real football game, not this thing. It's not even a ball. It's like Stewie Griffin. It's a hand egg. It's not football what they have. It's a hand that carries in their hands and it's an egg shape. Mr. Urian says, how Irish are you? Do you pronounce you as yo or yoy? I don't think you've ever heard an Irish accent in your life, Mr. Urian. Daniel has arrived. Smashing the thumb or get banned. Thank you very much, Daniel. I appreciate the support. Tsuki says, I would expect Saints and Sinners on PSVR 2 would make no sense not to port it. Exactly. It's a big name, big IP, and I'm sure all the developers working on it will be like, man, I hate the moves and I'd rather use the Sense controllers. Donnie, you haven't missed too much so far. We got through the Saints and Sinners trailer, and now I don't know if we even want, I suppose I should leave it playing in the background.
To hit VR. This is your opportunity to step onto the field and lead your team to victory as an NFL
Any of you
quarterback.
interested in this?
Your favorite teams, your favorite
fans?
NFL players, experience what it's really like to play at the highest level. Here's an exclusive look at what's in store.
Here we go. What's in store? QB.
I'm Lamar Jackson. You can never overlook me. Believed in myself and
It's logos.
Let's go, fellas.
Come on now, you can do better. Okay, we're gonna run this play here.
Making plays. Suki, you gonna making them plays?
Let's get this one down.
Nice. Scored a home run.
Get ready, crewmates, because Inner Sloth, Robot Teddy, and Shell Games are bringing Among Us to Quest 2 this holiday.
Hold on a sec. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to discuss and analyze the amazing football game we just witnessed. Mysterion says the Derry girls say you. Yeah, but they're northern. You know, they got a different accent to me. Ye. So I guess I see what you mean. Tsuki says port both Saints games as combo for PSVR 2 launch. It makes sense. It makes sense. Is Gamer Chick listening to this? Tiffany, you listening to this? These ideas for free that Tsuki's just giving out there. Jackpot says he is very Irish. I don't know what he's insinuating with that very. What does that mean? Sounds racist. Tsuki says I'm interested in the NFL game if it's actually any good. But did that trailer do anything for you? Does that look good to you? I don't like the look of American football just watching it in real life. It just looks, boring enough to me. But if you're into it, maybe you'd be like, oh, that actually looks good. The plays, the tactics and whatnot. PPO says QB, is that short for Quest Baby? As it's only babies that play Quest. Here we go, high five. Can we get a high five? Everyone give him a high five for that one. Am I right? Mysterion says, no new environment. I'm on version 39. Will that be version 40? Mysterion, you seem to have confused me as someone who knows anything about the Quest. I just happened to be watching this as it's, these games will be coming to PSVR. Now, if you want to talk about PSVR, you've come to the right place. I have the Office Space, but not the one they announced yesterday. Tsuki, maybe you can tell him what he wants to know. I don't know what the hell this Quest guy is talking about over here. Trailer does not mean much. The gameplay is what matters. Plus, these such sport games can bring in more people to viewer. That's true. In America, anyway, this is not going to sell any amount of copies outside of. Even baseball sells in Japan. Like, they play that in Japan, but I don't think anywhere else in the world plays American football in any real numbers, Germ says, I miss any choosers. Likely to see PSVR 2. You haven't missed any choosers yet. I don't know if they're going to get there or not. Mysterion says, Lamau. And by the way, Germ, how you doing? Jackpot says, we need social multiplayer games. Well, that's what we're about to look at now in a sec. Daniel says, looking good doesn't make a game worth buying or playing even. Well, when I say look good, I don't mean visuals. You can look at gameplay and kind of decide if the gameplay looks good, Now, it might play awful and it might be broken and buggy and all that shit, but based on what you're looking at, is it tickling your eggs, Sorry for the mouth noises. Tsuki says, the versions and the environment are Quest related, as where they show her being is like a home area when you boot up, aka what we need for PSVR, except better. So you're talking just like a UI kind of menu thing. Mysterion says, I still have my Quest 1. I bought a Quest 2 and hated it. Gave it to the wife so I can proffer any expense if needed. So you like the Quest 1 more than the Quest 2? That's an interesting turn of events. Anyway, let's look at Amogus, as the kids would call it. Yeah, this is a Decepticon game right here. I will say the hands make them look a bit weird. They don't ever have hands before, have they? Like, this is the only time they have hands in VR. Fucking paranoia you're gonna feel in this game. It's gonna be good shit. Like the little way they run as well is kind of humorous. Little bouncy little hops. Spooky. This is gonna be good. I love the dramatic music. It's a good trailer. Good shit. The wish list is on the Mesa store. This is November, isn't it? We talked about
There's
this.
more.
Yeah, one sec, lady. We talked about this on the last video we did where it leaked that the date was November, and I think it is. I think that leak was true. But that does look good. I think that's top of my list now for most anticipated PSVR games. Not that that list is crazy long or anything. Oh yes, you do prefer, so I don't know why. What's the difference between Quest 1 and Quest 2 that you prefer Quest 1? Is what I'd like to know. Is it the screen quality worse on Quest 2 or something? Daniel says, I'd give it a go if it has a demo, but I wouldn't buy it. Okay, I assume you're talking about the football game. Fair enough. Most of these games will probably come to PSVR or PSVR 2 and some crossplay. Well, here Among Us has crossplay, doesn't it? So that's going to be entertaining. I love Jelly Bean Killers, says PPO. Among Us is most definitely a game to stream with these, but yeah, that's the best part. It's going to be a very streamable game. You know? Although that will give you away if someone stream snipes. Be like Werewolves then. Someone could check your stream and see if you're the bad guy or not, couldn't they? Mysterion says it's black, so the color is important to you, and the IPD is better, wider field of view, and better OLED screens. It was something to do with the screens. Lower res, but that means less power needed. 51, and don't see the screen door effect. Alright, fair enough. Well, thank you for explaining, Mysterion. You've pretty much confirmed to me that the next Quest is going to be worse than Quest 2. So if they keep going that direction, all the more reasons to get a PSVR 2 instead of another Quest, am I right? Daft Dev says that looked a fun game to play with mates drinking. Exactly, and welcome, Daft Dev. I hope you're keeping well. Germ says this game just looks like the end of all my relationships. Poor Germ. I can just picture him now drinking a glass of whiskey on the rocks. Isn't that what you used to have, Germ? I used to hear them rocks clinking around that glass. Tsuki, I will buy Among Us VR wherever more people are playing it. Well, it looks like if it's crossplay, it doesn't matter where you get it. You might as well go for Quest if that's your preferred platform, and it probably will have better controls. Scotch. My apologies, Germ. Let's keep going. What else you got to show me?
Shell Games have partnered with us on some really cool titles, like I Expect You to Die 2 and Until You Fall. And we're not slowing down. Today, I'm excited to announce that we're partnering with Shell Games to bring 3 more titles to MetaQuest over the next 2 years.
Secrets?
You know,
Secrets.
When I started here in 2014, we didn't really know if VR would take off. We worked hard to find developers who were even interested in taking a chance on us, on this new industry. It was developers like Shell Games and so many others who took those first steps and believed in our platform. A big thank you to Shell Games for their continued partnership and for making such amazing games over the years. And these next few announcements are in the same vein. Developers returning to VR and using what they've learned to create bigger and more ambitious sequels.
Sequels, huh? What you
When
got?
Red Matter launched in 2019, it really showed off what was possible
I enjoyed
on
Red Matter
Quest.
1, that was good.
It was unique, eerie, a surreal adventure set on one of Saturn's moons. And it was jaw-dropping, like some of the best visuals we had ever seen on Quest. Now Vertical Robot is back with Red Matter 2. And
I
they've really
reviewed
outdone
Red Matter
themselves.
1, actually.
The story picks up right where the first game ended, on an adventure that spans the solar system from a base on our own moon to a space station in orbit over Saturn's rings. You'll uncover dark secrets as you race to stop the unstoppable, that mysterious red matter that now threatens the universe. Let's take a look at Red Matter 2.
Yes, that's all. That's just a puzzle game, isn't it? Like, can't imagine Dave.
Wake up. I know you can. Open your eyes. I can't believe it worked. Sasha, is that you?
can't remember the story to the first one. It's been so long since I played it.
We've received a distress signal from your crewmate on Strelka N3. You have a new mission. Find him and bring him.
So is this running on a quest? Because if this is standalone quest too, this is pretty decent.
Home.
Why would they build a research facility way out here?
My reports show nothing. That sector should be deserted.
It'd be very good if it's running on quest.
Something just doesn't add up. Be careful.
Oh no.
Nice light.
Belgravia isn't what we were led to believe.
I can't control it. Sasha? Sasha? Do you read me?
Combat. I don't think there was any combat in the first one, if I'm remembering correctly. Hold on. I was trying to see if it said if it was captured on a PC or whatever, but it doesn't seem like it says anything like that. What are you saying? It's whiskey. I'm so confused. Slides whiskey to Germ. Germ says yum. We've got a nice little role-playing game going on in the chat. Flirt with them now. Keeps sliding and hits the floor. You know, we've all continued this game for too long now. Let me go down to Mysterion's comment, who says, let me get the fucking thing up again, sorry. PSVR is for the PS4 and 5. The Quest is standalone and also wireless PC VR. And PC VR is nuts, especially Elite Dangerous and Skyrim. Both have their places as VR devices. Yeah, Mysterion, you're not saying anything wrong there, but I like to shit on the Quest just for the fun, you know. PSVR 2 will be awesome. I think we can all agree that. Jackpot says it's probably run on PC VR. You reckon Red Matter? Looks too good to be true. For Quest 2. PPO says this looks PC VR, but knowing Red Matter devs, it may be Quest. There you go. I wonder how well, because I didn't see Red Matter running on the Quest. Was it Quest 1 or Quest 2 it came out on? The original one. So maybe if that looked very good, then this might be possible. I don't know. Tsuki says, yes, every game shown is Quest 2, but they tend to come to PC VR and some PSVR as well. It's a Quest Games showcase after all, lol. Yeah, but I'm talking about, is it the footage we're looking at? Is that shit running on a Quest and captured from a Quest, or is it captured from PC? Basically, is what I mean. Jackpot says, heard Red Matter is one of the best looking games in the Quest 2, so I'm assuming this will look very good either way. Daniel, anyone gonna rent that space for advertising? What's going on with these comments about the lady's appearance? Leave her alone. What's she done to ye? Tsuki says, now what the trailers are running on at the time, who knows? Probably PC viewer, not sure. There you go. Mysterion says they got an AI to work on the Quest firmware and got 70% power boost as of late last year. We may now be seeing the use of that overhead they got. I think I remember Decepticon saying something like that to me many moons ago. So maybe that is something to do with it. Let's keep going.
Aspire 1 VR Operative became one of 2019's
Aspire 2
must-play
got confirmed.
games,
Or announced,
pairing tense stealth action mechanics with
but who's excited for this after Aspire 1? Wasn't that like kind of a big massive mess? Did they ever reach the potential that it kind of initially showed, and then it needed patch after patch after patch?
type of globe-trotting story you'd expect from someone with a 3-number codename. Tripwire Interactive and Digital Load are back with a sequel, Aspire 2. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to plunge back into the world of international espionage for a series of brand new, action-packed single-player missions. Or if you want to bring a friend along, Aspire 2 will also feature a separate co-op campaign with unique missions set in some familiar Aspire 1 environments. So team up with a fellow agent for a thrilling story that bridges the gap between Aspire 1 and Aspire 2. Here's the debut trailer.
The year is 2036. Automation has ruined the lives of billions.
So that's it. Pre-alpha footage captured on PC. Actual gameplay may vary, but at least they said it. Give them props for that.
In Australia, the Aspire program is resurrected to take down the techno-terrorist network Opus. Your code name is Poe. Nobody knows you're alive, and nobody can know. You will take control of Aspire and shut Opus down. But first, it's time to select your frame.
That's cool.
Choose to be a formidable foe in combat, causing mayhem within enemy ranks. Or fly under the radar using an array of smart tools. Choose wisely. We've got nothing left to stop them besides you.
Drop your weapon now.
Poe, we need you. Time is running out. We only have 10 days. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Okay.
Assimilate, infiltrate, eliminate. 20.
Now this looks very good. This looks like Metal Gear Solid VR, but I think I said the exact same thing about the first one, and I ended up never getting it because of, you know, how much it under-delivered and what it promised. Like the AI was trash and etc, etc. Let me get to the comments. PPO says she's probably tired from looking after the lizard. There you go. Whoops. It's still a mess on PSVR. I don't like them for announcing a sequel while they haven't fixed the first one. It's good on PC viewer though. Okay. Well, I'm assuming they've probably given up on the PS4 or PSVR version at this stage. Co-op nice, says Daniel. Indeed it is. It's always nice to have an option like that. Game is coming probably full of bugs, says Mr. Jackpot. And Daftez says that just made me want to play Firewall. I thought I got like big Metal Gear vibes up until he was like dual wielding slow motion in the air. That was a bit more Cyborg Ninja maybe riding, but
Next,
still,
I invited a special guest, a heroic sidekick, a personal friend of mine, to give you an update on her new adventure.
No, it's not Zuck.
She's a bit nervous for her first interview, so let's all give a warm welcome to Quill.
Look who's come. Looking for them PSVR scraps. Looking for some crumbs, huh? Alright, we'll see.
Quill's here today. Actually, would you like me to do the honors? Quill is here to officially announce that Moss Book 2 will be coming to Quest 2 this summer. Exciting, right?
Get the crumb, huh? Yeah, fine, we'll give you
This
something.
new adventure picks up right where we left off.
We'll give you some scraps.
Inside the
That's
Hex
fine.
Castle in the Arcane.
Give us phasmophobia now, okay?
What's that, Quill? Yeah, absolutely. So Quill brought some gameplay footage from Moss Book 2 to share with us. Let's take a look.
She's making mouth noises as well. Polyarch. Not big into platformers myself. But if you are, this is one of the best. At least that's the word in the street. Summer 22.
Okay,
Alright, let's see if there's any thoughts on that. Blah, 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 blah. Jackpot says, yeah, I really hope is getting that Sony money to make Firewall. Oh, Hess is probably what you meant. Is getting that Sony money to make Firewall 2 for PSVR 2. I hope so as well, Mr. Jackpot. And of course, Hess is what you meant. Germ. Visuals looked PSVR 1-ish. I'm assuming he's talking about Aspire. And Zach says, no aim controller 2.0 is a real bummer though. Is that confirmed though? I mean, if we remember aim controller 1, it was made by Impulse Gear, so maybe a different random studio can come out of nowhere and come up with like an aim 2. Although I'm not sure if there's as much need for an aim 2 as there was for an aim 1, if you know what I mean. PPO, Quill is in danger if they don't give them the video as lizards eat mice, even cute little ones like Quill. Wasn't the enemy in the first game a large serpent, which is a type of reptile, I believe? Fozzie Bear, like you just don't care. How you doing, Fozzie Bear? Jackpot says, yeah, but as long as they give us some type of gun-shaped plastic thing. Well, we could probably make one ourselves if we had to. Or like 3D printed or something. Some third-party eBay, Facebook, marketplace type shit, I don't know. That we can attach the new live controllers should probably be enough, since the controllers will have vibration and force feedback. And sticks, let's not forget the sticks. So very important. Zach Wilder says, looks like you all have a real mouse problem here. I'll put down some traps. Get 'em, Zach. Aspire, yes. Yeah. But I suppose if it's targeting Quest 2, like maybe negative Quest 2, then, you know, it's not going to look exceptional or anything, you know. Daft says ProTube. There you go. ProTube. Those people who are making all them stocks and stuff for the aim, they'll probably have a field day if there is no aim 2. Danya says, I don't think we need an aim 2 3D print the mount for one of the other headsets. There you go. Well, it just has to fit the orb controllers. That's all. Once somebody figures out how to sit them in nicely, we'll be laughing. If you're willing to pay, that is. Let's go.
Love it. Those Ripper enemies, so intimidating. And that sword dash ability, is that hard to do? We make a great team, don't we?
She can speak mouse.
So keep an eye out for Moss Book 2 this summer, and thanks for stopping by, Quill. This next game comes from Kyoto-based developer Character Bank. A first-person action RPG, Ruins Magus takes place in a flourishing fantasy city and the ruins underneath.
All one word.
As a novice wizard seeking to become a powerful magus, you'll set out in search of long-forgotten artifacts. And along the way, you'll learn new magic abilities, confront powerful guardians, and even unravel a few mysteries in this heroic tale.
Heroic.
The hand-drawn art style in this game is just so cool. So let's take a look at Ruins Magus coming to Quest 2.
ついに発見されたのだ。真相への大扉が。
You know what?
真相への大扉って知ってる？
I'll just take your word for it, okay? Great game.
いざ
Can't get
そ
enough of
の
this
真
one.
相へ。
Can't get
Laying
enough.
down roads, running
Cities
subway
VR.
lines, placing hospitals and schools, really just creating the perfect cities.
Isn't
But
this
what
fast
if you
travel
can
this game?
visit your creations and see the streets come to life? We haven't seen many city builders yet, and Cities VR is
Yep,
setting the bar
fast
by
travel.
bringing the acclaimed City Skylines over from PC. Starting next week, you can build the city of your dreams from the ground up, exclusively on Quest 2.
Exclusive. What did you say? You into these SimCity type things? Architectural artist. Again, another genre that's not for me, I don't think. Free updates after launch.
When Resident Evil
Let's hit the pause button on that real quick before she starts talking about Resident Evil. PPO says, I want this game so much. I'm not sure what he's talking about. I hope it's not the one I skipped. Because I want that so much I can't even watch it. Lol, nice. Donnie says, just taking their word on us. There you go. Relive SimCity, only much closer. Building your own skyscrapers, you know. Moving on. Only when you blow them up can you blow up the buildings in that game. Next, we'll get Farmville VR. Whatever happened to Farmville? Why did that fall off? My life is a sim. I don't need a game for that. There you go. That's true. Kind of. Depending on how you look at the world. Alright, I think this is the Mercenaries mode. Let's hear about it.
Evil 4 launched in October last year. It became the fastest selling game in Quest history. But even before launch,
impressive.
We heard you asking, well, what about the Mercenaries?
Resident Evil 8 Mercenaries is not great. Jesus. That fella's torso looked a bit funny. Big head mode. Why are those enemies tiny? Alright. Very cool, Kanye.
I'm pleased to share that the Mercenaries will now launch after today's showcase as a free update for anyone who owns Resident Evil 4 on Quest 2.
Very nice.
You can now revisit this fan favorite horde mode and score big by taking out as many Ganados as possible before the helicopter arrives and you can flee to safety. This updated version of the Mercenaries was entirely rebuilt for VR by Armature Studio in partnership with my team Oculus Studios and Capcom, and features VR exclusive online leaderboards and 20 all new challenges to test the skills of any diehard. Complete these challenges to unlock all sorts of awesome things, like a big head mode, or a black and white classic horror mode, and my personal favorite, the new Golden Gun skins, which the team custom made for VR players. And best of all, you can bring all of these unlocks back to the main campaign. So if you haven't experienced this VR masterpiece yet, there's never been a better time to pick up Resident Evil 4 on Quest 2.
Hold your horses. Let's talk about Resident Evil 4 briefly. Animal Crossing in VR, question mark, ERG. Is that what you see the city game as? Wave shooter mode? Yeah, that's what Mercenaries is basically. But it was really fun back in the day. Maybe it hasn't aged as well now, but Resident Evil 8's Mercenaries mode was kind of boring compared to us. Fuzzy Bear says, like Doom 3 needs updating. Take it up with Bethesda. Mysterion says, I have Doom 3 with the HD texture pack on my Quest. Resident Evil 4 VR is a lot of fun, but have you tried out the new Mercenaries mode? I know the game itself is good, but I'm talking about this update that they brought out yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember which. Tsuki says, shows that we were right. Well, we were all right about them needing to give us more older games in VR. Absolutely. I don't think there's any game I'd say no to, even the older ones. And you haven't tried it yet, that's fair enough. Let's hear about Beat Saber, a game which I have no interest in anymore, unfortunately.
Beat Saber. You love it, I love it. Beat Saber had an incredible 2021. And we want 2022 to be even bigger, with more songs from more of your favorite artists. This year, we already put out our 5th original soundtrack, OST 5. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to Stress Level Zero's 4th project, Bone Lab.
Okay, this will be good. Bone Lab. Oh, shit, hold on a sec. Let me just back that ass up real quick. Captured on PC. Actual gameplay may vary. looking. Is this a different franchise to Boneworks? Bone Labs? Is this a Bone franchise? Almost the same as Studio. That looked kind of funny. Saying that those enemies were in Boneworks. Arena mods. Okay, so you got like modifiers and shit. Okay. I'm sure that'll be good.
Bone Lab is a brand new game built for Quest 2 and PSVR. A genre-defining combat simulation where creativity is key. Everything reacts the way you'd expect it to react in the real world. Bone Lab takes the physics of Boneworks to new heights. So fight, run, and climb to uncover the truth about your reality.
Climb.
Bone Lab will also support mods, so players can enhance their experience with new maps, new weapons, and new avatars.
Cool.
I can't wait to see what people make. Bone Lab is set to release later this year, so keep an eye out on the store for updates.
Jealous. That's one of those games that it better come to PSVR 2 or there's gonna be trouble. Oh shit, I just pressed the wrong fucking thing. Don't do that. Oh no, what have I done? Get it together. Alright, hopefully that didn't crash the stream. Get some comments in. This looks very moist, says Jackpot. I agree. Zach Wilder's on the same boat. This is a Boneworks sequel. Can't wait. Are you not a master beater? No, I'm afraid I'm not. I played it a bit in the beginning. Kind of got a bit tired of the same songs over and over again, and they took a long time to get the DLC out. And then they got acquired by Meta. So instantly the game it lost 5 points just for that reason alone. A game like Raving Rabbids would be good, or actually Raving Rabbids. The Quest can run Dolphin emulator. I've never played that game, so I'll take your word for it. And Giuseppe is here. Was he here the whole time? Maybe he was already here and I didn't say hello to him. How you doing, Giuseppe? Boneworks is real solid. This should be just as good. Well, hopefully. Well, she's calling it a sequel. She's saying it builds on Boneworks, so it sounds like it's going to be an improvement. Daniel, the Bone franchise. It's the Bone Zone. That's what the franchise should be called. I can't wait for Bone Labs. Loved Boneworks. And Zach Wilder with the Bone Zone joke as well. Unfortunately. I thought I was original, but I'm not. Not coming to PSVR 2, says Jackbot. He wishes. He wishes. Let me get that disgusting comment off the screen. The developer, the main guy, I think his name is Brandon something. He's basically confirmed that Boneworks is coming to PSVR. You know, so dream on.
Thanks so much for joining me for the 2022 MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. Remember, The Mercenaries is out now as a free update to Resident Evil 4. We're also celebrating with the sale in the MetaQuest store, so head over there for some discounts on some great games. We'll have more announcements later this year, but for now, I'd like to welcome a special guest to the show.
Uh-oh.
Thanks,
Here he is.
And thanks to all the developers who made today possible. This has been an amazing show, and I can't wait to play the new RE4 update and the Beat Saber tracks.
He's up his software update that allows him to like express and emote more natural is like pretty impressive.
I'm also excited to share that this world that I'm standing in right now is going to be available for download today as a new home environment for Quest.
There you
but
go,
you know we can't just end the show without one last world premiere. So remember, if there's something strange in your neighborhood...
Who you gonna call? This is definitely not gameplay. What's it say? Hold on a sec. Yeah, rendered in-engine cinematics, not actual gameplay. And it's a Sony studio, even though it's not a PlayStation studio, but Sony Pictures, they've got a little virtual reality studio, and they're stabbing PlayStation in the back. In Dreams Quality Studio, they did Fracked.
Everybody ready? Ready.
Same. Yep.
We got co-op.
Yeah,
4-player
that's not
co-op.
good. Oh, great. It's moving. Where'd it go? I don't have the shot.
It's too fast.
Whoa, blast him!
Oh shit. Let me just mute that real quick. Something strange in your neighborhood. Just filling in the gaps for you there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Where's she going? You following her to the dressing room? She's gonna take a massive shit now on camera. What is happening?
Thanks for watching.
Oh, she's in bed. And off she goes. Okay. So is that basically Phasmophobia? Like a kid-friendly Phasmophobia, maybe? Mysterion says it's moddable too, talking about the new Bone Labs game. Classic people. Who you gonna call upon? So what's with these profile swaps, people? What's going on? I'm gonna call them both Ghostbusters. And Jack summoned the lizard himself, the meta-human. Return of the old dead eyes. How can you be a Quest fan with this fella leading you? If you look close, you can see in the reflection of his lizard eye the Quest 3. If you look close at his eye, you'll see his tongue coming up to clean his eye, and then it'll go back down into his mouth again. Uncanny Valley. Zuck had a major update. Exactly. The Boastgusters. And Gunny the Ghost, how you doing? Says Ghostbusters cool. Judging by your username, you know, you'd be enjoying them Ghostbusters. The horse that screams microtransactions to me. The horse? Oh, the horse hat. Sorry. I thought you misspelled that. So I was like, what the hell is a horse hat? But it makes sense now. Yeah, they look like they're all wearing goofy costumes and, you know, unlock them or buy them or whatever. This is like Phasmophobia on steroids. See, this is where I might disagree a little bit, because Phasmophobia looks like genuine horror to me, you know, although you can have fun in that game too, but probably janky, whereas that looks like it might be family friendly Phasmophobia. However, that was a cinematic, it wasn't actual gameplay, so it could also be janky for all I know. Especially when you're adding in co-op into the mix, things can get janky. Does busting make you feel good? Busting these nuts, am I right? Defo a gasket gone there, says Mysterion. Def says, like that car has central locking, lol. Exposing the fucking inaccuracies. Jackwood says, Phasmophobia is the shit there. I agree, that's the one game I'm like really, really jealous of the Questicles for. Even though it's not really a Quest game, is it? Like you're using the PC. It's a PC viewer game, really. But if it was running natively on a Quest, then I'd be super jealous. So what did we see that was impressive here? Started off with Saints and Sinners. That's looking good. That's coming to PSVR, so that's a nice bonus. Ghostbusters, they ended strongly on Ghostbusters, I suppose, even though I'm not convinced until I see actual gameplay. And seeing as they're saying everything they're showing is coming out within a year, so shouldn't there be some kind of gameplay instead of a cinematic? What else was it? Oh, Bone Labs. That was another highlights. I think those 3 were pretty strong. I mean, Mercenaries was nice, but it is a mode to a game that's already out. It wasn't creaming my pants over it, but it is a nice, especially seeing it was a free update. That was nice. Tasuki says may get Phasmo for PSVR, and maybe Phasmo is at full release by then. PSVR 2, I mean. Hopefully it'll have crossplay. It'd be nice to be able to play with the PC crowd, have a big player base. Is there a hack to use PSVR on PC yet? There's some kind of a program. Is it Trinity, something like that? Zach Wilder, thinking Among Us is the MVP. I forgot about Among Us. Yeah, but I think for PSVR it's the MVP. I think you're right, Zach. I think we're going to have a lot of fun in that game, especially seeing as even the Questicles can join us because it's crossplay apparently. Decepticon brings up a good point, saying still waiting on Ubisoft games and San Andreas. I still don't know who's working on the San Andreas game. Is it the same ones who did the remake that everyone kind of shat on? And as for the Ubisoft games, which are supposed to be Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, who knows where they are? I mean, obviously they're more than a year away, I guess, if they're still not showing them. But I've heard some rumblings that they're finding it a bit difficult with the Quest to like fit that shit in there, you know. A big Assassin's Creed game to fit that on the Quest, it's not easy. Splinter Cell is probably a bit more manageable, but Assassin's Creed, you might have to change the essence of the game to get that to work, if you know what I'm saying. PPO says you need a few mods for PSVR to run on PC, I think. Yeah. I have a feeling PSVR 2 will probably just be much simpler because it has it's a USB first of all, so there you go, that'll make it easier. Mysterion says Phasmophobia is PCVR 2 cross purchase. Isn't it just PCVR? What else is it on? You mean Quest? Does that count if it's like using Airlink? Does that count as a Quest game? Saints and Sinners 2 and maybe The Bones up to give them a shot, says DevDev. Yeah, both looking like quality titles. There's a few kind of games I'm just not interested there. There's like that anime game. I'm never going to be too interested in an anime game other than kind of Metal Gear Solid, which is kind of anime. But Aspire 2, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really going to give them the benefit of the doubt this time. They're going to have to wow me and prove that shit's actually working as intended. What else was there? There was the Sissy Sim game, not really my style, but if you're into that, I can imagine that being fairly exciting. Daniel says I gotta go back and watch the Walking Dead Saints and Sinners trailer. I came in late. It starts with like a cinematic and then it goes into gameplay, which was probably recorded on PC. Also Deep Silver IP game, which is cross-platform. I haven't heard of that one, have I? Is that Deep Silver? Do they do Dead Island? Tasuki says no. Quest Link doesn't make it a Quest game. It's just being able to use the Quest to play them. There you go. If they are Rift games from the Meta Store, then you are more using it as a Rift kind of thing. Okay, so it's like you're using the headset as a substitute, but it's not natively running on it, so it doesn't count. Okie doke. I think I understand. But if they can get it running natively on a Quest, then they can get it running on PSVR 2. But the problem is they're just constantly adding things to it on PC. I wish they'd fucking stop and start working on the port. Hopefully they have the dev kits. Mysterion says Phasmophobia are a UK developer. Maybe ask them for a PSVR version worth a try. I have harassed them. Every time they put out a tweet, I'm harassing them, and they've replied to me. One of the studio members replied saying, I replied with a GIF saying name your price or something like that, and he said the price was time. So basically they just need the time to get it done because they're still working on the PC VR version, and they recently had like a big overhaul specifically for VR on the PC, so they added better functionality and they've updated the trailers and the actual trailer, not trailers. Jackpot says they said they were bringing it, but after the Quest, so I'm assuming not until PSVR 2, especially for the controllers. Yeah, I don't expect it to be on PSVR 1. I can see it maybe going to PS4 as the flat version, but then for VR on PS5 only maybe. But they're a small studio. It's like they're a studio, but they're only like what 3 or 4 people working on Phasmophobia, unless they've expanded. PPO says it's sadly by Vertigo Games, but they are owned by Deep Silver now, and have games like Saints Row, Dead Island, Metro. Okay. And Vertigo Games, are they owned by Meta now? I think they are. Tasuki says once it's done, if it comes to PSVR 2, then you will get a much better version from launch. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that a lot of these developers are just waiting for whenever Sony do a reveal event, and then they can be like, yeah, we're working on this, and they can confirm us. Or maybe they'll be in the reveal event, you know? Jackbot says, some dude with money needs to buy that Phasmo studio and make it happen so they can make bank, or someone rip off their idea and make the same game. Well, is that what Ghostbusters is? Because it's 4-player co-op. You're hunting ghosts. I mean, it sounds very similar. But we didn't, like, I didn't get enough of a sense of the gameplay from that trailer to know. Obviously, shooting the ghost is going to be a different setup than just proving what type of ghost it is, so that'll probably be a different loop. But I won't be surprised if they take a lot of elements from Phasmo. Tasuki says it would run like crap for PSVR, and needing a camera would make it much harder as well. Mysterion says T for God will go the same way. I'm not familiar with that. Jackpot says, can't imagine that game being as scary as Phasmo. No, it won't be scary, but like if they're still copying the layouts or like the foundation of it, you know, it's like 4 people hunting a ghost. It's the only surprise really is that it hasn't happened sooner. I can't wait to be able to pre-order Horizon Call of the Mountain and maybe a few other PSVR 2 games I need to get ready for launch. That's the good thing about VR games, at least so far, is that they're not as expensive as your flat games. Hopefully that stays true. Phasmo is the scariest game I've played, especially if you go in a house by yourself, says Jackpot. Yeah, have you ever streamed by yourself though? Have you ever played while you're streaming it by yourself? I don't think I've seen that, unfortunately. Is that it? Is there anything else to be said? And we've got Andrew has subscribed to the channel. Hello, Andrew. Jackpot says, fuck no. Oh wait, no, I missed this. Mysterion says, T for God is a Euclidean. What the hell does that mean? FPS shooter / adventure. Has you physically walking for miles up and down impossible mazes. That sounds like something I should look up. That sounds interesting. Tasuki says, I mean, we do not even know what Horizon is yet. Wait before talking pre-order. Let's give time to see actual gameplay so we know what we're dealing with. In that case, you could say the same for Ghostbusters, because we didn't see actual gameplay. That was pre-rendered. Mysterion says it adapts to your play area. Interesting. So it's using the cameras. Anyway, I think we've spent enough time talking about the Quest. You know, it's put a bad taste in my mouth. Although it was nice to see these games that could potentially be on PSVR or PSVR 2. And Among Us is the one I'm really looking forward to for PSVR. So that'll be something we'll have a good time streaming. Hopefully crossplay with the Questigals, LOLs, Bants, etc. GG, says Jackbot. GG to all of you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Consider hitting the like button if you liked us, or consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. You know, I should probably say shit like that more often if I want this channel to grow. But you know, these things happen. Tasuki with the GG. Geisen with the GD. How you doing, Geisen? Mysterion with the cheers, fella. It was a pleasure. Take it handy, everyone. Let me hit this button to end the stream. Goodbye.
What the fuck is this?